sings to you, like my brother the wren and I. Well, he told me if I try, I can fly for you, and I want to try for you, 'cause I want to sing you a love song. I want to rock you in my arms all night long. I assumed that everyone could sing as well as I could, and the first time I remember hearing about that, I was about 9 and singing along in a car, and my Aunt Kay said, "My, she has a beautiful voice." I found out about 10 years later that she's totally tone deaf. I'm not sure that your upbringing as such has anything to do with the way you sing. I just lucked out. I think that the sound of my voice, for instance, is in the genes. When I was a teenager, I took singing lessons. For 3 years, I took classical voice lessons. So I was singing Italian arias and French and German art songs, and then would break into something rock and roll by Buddy Holly or Elvis Presley. And then came Dusty Springfield and the Beatles, and I was done for. I was totally done for. Sing all day, all night too. That's your right, I'll sing for you. It wasn't until I auditioned for Sing Along Jubilee that I went down, and there were hundreds of people there. And after that audition, I went, "Whoa, you're better than any of those people." And then I got a letter saying that I wasn't even accepted on the show. That shocked me. When I auditioned for Sing Along Jubilee the second time, I sang "You've Lost That Love and Feeling," and I knew that those people were blown away. I knew it. I had them. I had to end up on that show. I got a call from Bill Langstroth, and he said, "We got a guy who's a guest on our show this week. You have to meet him." And his name was Gene McClellan. So I went over, and we had a little meeting in a conference room, and Gene sat and played me some of his songs. He sang "Just Biding My Time," "Snowbird," and a few others. And I went, "Oh, God." He said, "Well, you like them?" And I said, "Yes, I love them." And he said, "Well, I have them here on a tape if you'd like the tape." And I said, "Oh, yes, I would very much like to have it." So I took the songs home, I learned them, and the rest is history. Beneath its snowy mantle cold and clean, the unmown grass lies waiting for its coat to turn to green. The snowbird sings a song he always sings, and speaks to me of flowers that will bloom again in the spring. When I was young, my heart was young then too, and anything that it would tell me, that's the thing that I would do. But now I feel such emptiness within, for the thing that I want most in life's the thing that I can't win. Spread your tiny wings and fly away, and take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. What I love forever is untrue, and if I could, you know that I would fly. I went into an Irish pub and sat down and was eating when all of a sudden Snowbird came on. Somebody had gone over to the jukebox and put a quarter or whatever it cost in those days, I don't know. And there it was. I couldn't believe it. In New York City, I was hearing my own song. That was amazing. What an amazing feeling that was. What I love forever is untrue, and if I could, you know that I would fly away with you. Yeah, if I could, you know that I would fly away with you.
Preparations for takeoff. Please ensure that seatbelts are securely fastened. Oh, I forgot. This is Ms. Murray.
Oh, when I read about the part where a carpenter plays.
When we were looking for a follow-up to Snowbird, I had the ideal song with Put Your Hand in the Hand. It was written by Gene McClellan, who had written Snowbird. It was an obvious follow-up to us, but the record company didn't see it that way. We had to look for another single. So we searched and we found a song on a Loggins and Messina album called Danny's Song. Kenny Loggins was a starving songwriter when he wrote Danny's Song. And he wrote it for his brother, Danny, who was living in England and who just had a baby. He had no money and he had nothing. He couldn't send them a gift, so he sent them this song. I was very taken with the song.
Drink it up, love him and he'll bring you love. If you find he helps your mind, better take him home. Oh, yeah, don't you live alone. Try to earn with lovers on. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a change of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a change of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright.
A lot of people have a certain idea of what a star should be. I don't think that I will ever consider myself a star.
When I first went to Los Angeles to do the Glenn Campbell show, I was a wreck. I remember driving up in the biggest limousine you ever saw to the CBS building and walking in there and seeing pictures of Carol Burnett and big, huge pictures of everybody and thinking, oh my. There's no accounting for the fear factor, of the intimidation of walking onto a soundstage with Glenn Campbell. You're put there, and all of a sudden you don't think you can do anything.
Now that you've been on the show a few times, you get to know your way around Hollywood?
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a great town, isn't it?
Yeah, like yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Well, yesterday, Mel Tillis took me to Gorman's Chinese Theater.
Oh, you mean Grauman's Chinese Theater?
Yeah, yeah.
How'd you
that's-
like it?
It was great, but an hour later, I was hungry for another movie.
That's a good one. I think the kid from Nova Scotia's putting the kid from D-Light on a
Could
little.
be,
Yeah.
could
Let's
be.
sing, right?
Singing with the best in the business, that gave me a lot of confidence.
Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It don't matter anyhow. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. If you don't know by now. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn.
Well, look out your window, gal, and I'll be gone.
You're the reason I'm traveling on. But baby, don't think twice, it's alright.
Glenn Campbell has one of the best voices ever. And he was, I would just listen to him sing and I couldn't breathe. I remember hearing Glenn sing with Bobby Gentry because he had done a duets album with her, and I remember thinking secretly to myself, I should be singing with him. I can do better than that. And then it happened.
The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, by the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. Say a little prayer for you. She'll find a note I left hanging on her door. While combing my hair now, she'll laugh when she reads the part that says I'm leaving. 'Cause I've left that girl so many times.
Glenn was a great booster of mine. He was there. He was always telling me how great I was and how well I could sing. Oh, and he'd bring people over, listen to her sing, and he was so great to me. He was always there to bolster me up and get me through and encourage me. He was there from the very, very beginning. I think the barefoot thing was my little part in that flower child thing.
When I do a number like that, and you're not supposed to stamp your feet, but I find it very difficult not to do that. That's why it's so good not to have to wear shoes, because when you do that, it doesn't make so much noise, you see. You'll have to excuse me if I lose control at times. Okay? I mean of my foot.
I think it was sort of rebelling against the glamour of show business and that whole idea of you had to look a certain way in order to be in the business, and I wasn't going to be one of those people. I was going to perform in bare feet because I didn't care, and I wasn't going to wear makeup because I didn't care. Well, I got over that pretty quickly.